The ability to simplify is to eliminate the unnecessary so that the necessary may speak. Hans Hofmann. My friends, that's what we have worked so hard to do over all these years. Those of you who've been with me for, the last decade plus, that we have been doing this show on a daily basis, each and every day. Only time I remember missing it is I was at sea one time and I could not get a signal. Now with Starlink, I don't think we'll have that problem again. And during COVID, when I got the Delta COVID, I just could not do the show for maybe a day. It could have been two, but you guys have watched over the years as we have simplified. So we went through a number of indicators. We didn't go through a lot quickly, but over time, we tried a few, and then we came basically to just the idiot simple indicators of what? Heikin-Ashi candlesticks and volume. That's what the old guys back in the good old days did it. That's how they charted the market. And guess what? We focus on the same thing. Now, we do use a lot of math these days, calculating each and every day for you guys the prediction of price movement as far as the probability goes, the best trade entry point, the most strategic profit exit point, the expected price move, the back testing accuracy results, and we give you a percentage in those too, the differences in agreements that we see between our candlesticks, and the trade execution instructions. And of course, on a daily basis, our Patreon members get that mailed out to them at the close of the market. Got it out early today to our Patreon members. Please go to the Patreon page, check things out. If you sign up at any of the levels, we'll get you on the list. You'll also get my latest book. That is Three-Wave Trading Advantage, where we take advantage of all of the knowledge of the past and apply it to today. Let's jump into these charts. It is one of those days where everything is down. Everything. Let's jump first into the S&P 500. As we start the week off, we can see we've not reached a higher high. As you look at where we are on the 2-day chart, you can see that we've fallen below the trend line. We can see on the half day where things pushed up and then pulled back. Didn't manage to move below on the half day. But you can see where things jammed up on Friday and then pulled down 0.44% on Monday. Where are things going? I don't know. I mean, we had, things reach a higher high back on the 21st of July, then 2 spinning tops. And then what happened? 2 weeks up movement. I got no idea how long this market's going to go. But when it finally does give up the ghost and rolls over, we saw that happen when? Back in February, about mid-February, when things rolled over, crashed hard, then gathered steam and shot up again. Well, what goes up does come down, and we'll be here with you. We'll be riding this pony until it's time to get off. That is where we are on the S&P. Now, look at the NASDAQ, looking a little different, doesn't it? Had a doji last week with lots of volume. Those you've taken our volume training, you know what that means. And what do we have going on this week? Well, we pushed through the weekly trend line. We've started off with a bizarro, not even a doji. It looks like it's a line with a little line on top. Again, but below the trend line, which is important. We can see that on the 2-day, see it on the half day too. Things popped up on Friday, but blew off some on Monday. So let's see how this week continues to develop in stocks, both the S&P and the NASDAQ 100. Are we going to see a red spinning top or a red down candle that could signal the end of this up move? We haven't had one for weeks and weeks and weeks on end. Let's keep an eye on it. What about 20-year U.S. government bonds? Man, your guess is as good as mine. I mean, we had it go up, then it burned off energy, then a red spinning top last week, almost a doji. This week starting off with a doji down 0.29%. It's like stocks and bonds, and we'll talk about gold and Bitcoin, they're all looking for a catalyst. Could it be the end of the summertime trading zone? And perhaps the fall winter trading zone kicking in with some really strong down moves, maybe in stocks to start. See how that pulls everything else. Don't know, waiting to see. Right now, we are a little more than a coin toss in the down direction as far as our equations, our math goes on 20-year U.S. government bonds with not much in the back test accuracy, 62%. I won't be taking that home to mom. So we're waiting to see how bonds are going to sort out. What about gold? Look at that horizontal trend line. Does that do anything for you? No, it doesn't. And where are we on gold? We're about half up and half down. Nothing happening, down 0.24%. I can't read that for you at all. It went down for a while. It's gone up for a while. Pushed through the trend line on the half day, sitting right on it on the 2-day, and right on it on the weekly, pretty much for weeks. So what are we going to do? We're going to wait until something happens, a catalyst that helps us. Now look at Bitcoin hammering down today as things pulled over strong, 5% down after last week's spinning top. A red down candle for me. We're going to have some weeks of down movement. We may. Only problem is we don't have any volume helping us out here. We didn't have average volume last week. We didn't have average volume on that week for the high. That was the week beginning the 11th of August. And now that it's blown things off, perhaps it's accelerating down, but not a lot of volume to back any of this stuff up. So we'll continue to watch Bitcoin. We are negative on Bitcoin, but again, that's about a coin toss. It was more last week before this down move. So again, keep your eye on things. Let's see if this down move heats up in Bitcoin. That is where we are as we start off this wild week. Everything down, stocks hinting at maybe topping. Can't figure out what the hell's going on with bonds. Gold is sideways, and Bitcoin, it's the only one that's showing us some strong movement, and that's in the down direction. God bless my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth.